Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishna. Lessons for Life from Swami Jagdatmananji's inspiring book Learn to Live, Volume 2, Chapter 2, Love, the Great Wonder. In this episode, Swami Jagdatmananji has highlighted the moral excellence of Indians of the past in glowing terms. The moral fervour. Alfred Webb, the president of the then Indian National Council, said, according to the experience of the agents of suppliers of tailoring machines, in other countries, 10% of the borrowers were defaulters. In India, the percentage was as low as 1%. That 1% was due to the Europeans who were in India. The native tailors were prompt in paying back the loan. If they failed, they would invariably return the machine. Still more amazing was the fact that at the marketplace, at the shop, at the railway station, merchants would sit with open cash boxes before them, and nobody ever laid his hands on them. One could not think of this in Europe. We should also note the statement of Colonel Sleeman. I have had before me hundreds of cases in which a man's property, liberty, or life has depended upon his telling a lie, and he has refused to tell it. Charles Orwell said, I spent 22 years in India, recently 17 years in England. The more I see my own people, the more I like the people of India. Dr. Graham said, wherever the Hindus went, they have improved the spiritual standard of the natives. Sir George Birdwood said, Hindu women are pure and chaste wives. In cleanliness, Indians are superior to all other nationals in the world. These are all testimonies to the moral integrity of the ancient Indians. Sir George Birdwood said, Hindu women are pure and chaste wives. In cleanliness, Indians are superior to all other nationals in the world. These are all testimonies to the moral integrity of the ancient Indians. Kautilya or Chanakya was the guru of Emperor Chandragupta, but himself keeping away from the luxury and comfort of the royal household, he lived in a small cottage. Emperor Ashoka was a great hero, but the sight of the terrible slaughter in the Kalinga battle and the heart-rending lamentation of the widows and orphans melted his heart. Ashoka renounced warfare and accepted the ideals of renunciation and service. He realized that the true victory lay in treading the path of dharma or spirituality. He dedicated himself to the task of spreading the principles of dharma everywhere. He adopted in his life the noble principles of religion and spirituality and won the great esteem of all right-thinking people. Emperor Ashoka said, the citizens of a country should imbibe virtues like sympathy, generosity, truthfulness, cleanliness, compassion, and gentleness. They should follow the path of virtue, not because the king commands them, but voluntarily by their own will. Self-chosen path of virtue is better than virtue imposed through external pressure. H.G. Wells, who wrote A History of the World, said, Emperor Ashoka's name shines like a pole star in the firmament of the kings and emperors of the world. His words are no exaggeration. Emperor Ashoka's love and sympathy spread to all corners of the world. Where else can we see in the whole history of the world an emperor comparable to Ashoka? The following words provide a glimpse into his mind and heart. Provide a glimpse into Emperor Ashoka's mind and heart. I have got banyan trees planted on both sides of the road so that people and animals could enjoy their cool shade. I have got mango orchards grown along the road and sunk wells every mile. Rest houses have been built for people to stay. Emperor Ashoka says, it is virtuous to serve mother and father. It is virtuous not to kill or harm animals. It is virtuous to spend frugally and to save a little. The king Ashoka was known by the title Devanam Priyadarshi. He said, wherever I may be, at lunch or in the harem, Avarodhana, in the inner apartments, or in the cattle house, on the palanquin, or in the garden, let reporters come to me and report about the problems of the people. Let me look into all their problems. He says, King Devanam Priyadarshi worships men of all religions, all mendicants, all householders, with gifts and obeisance. By all means, one should respect men of other religions. This strengthens one's own religion and helps all other religions. Otherwise, both religions are harmed. He who, out of enthusiasm to promote one's own religion, respects only his religion and denigrates that of others, harms his own religion. Coming together is always beneficial. Meeting together is to learn about other religions, to support them. This is the wish of Devanam Priya. Let men of all religions attain true wisdom and prosperity. Let this be impressed upon those who are devoted to their particular religion. Let all religions thrive. For Devanam Priya, the act of respecting other religions is nobler and greater than offering worship to God or doing charity. Emperor Ashoka continues, all human beings are my children. Just as I wish that my children should be happy both in this world and the next, I also wish that all human beings should enjoy happiness. You perhaps do not know the intensity of my goodwill for others. Cows, sheep, or pigs expecting motherhood, or milk goats are not to be slaughtered. Calves younger than 6 months are not to be butchered. Cocks are not to be tortured. Living creatures are not to be set on fire. Forests should not be burnt either to drive away wild animals or for any other purpose. No living creature should be offered as prey to another living creature. Don't these words, Swami Jagdatmananji questions, don't these words prove that true spiritual background or true religious spirit evokes such a spring of selfless love that it strives to promote the welfare of the whole world? Emperor Harshavardhana used to distribute every 5 years all his wealth to scholars and to the poor. Under the reign of King Pulikeshi too, any beautiful woman adorned with all ornaments could walk alone in the streets without the fear of being molested or inviting even an evil glance. King Krishna Devaraya decorated poet Allasani Peddanna with his own hands with a gem-studded sandal. The king himself carried the poet in a procession on a palanquin. Emperor Shivaji did not hesitate to put into the begging bowl of his guru, Samartha Ramadas, the ownership of all his kingdom, which he had conquered after many fierce battles. When his military officers brought him a beautiful damsel as a precious gift, Shivaji refused to accept her and instead sent her back to her husband with due respect. Though King Shivaji had seen the cruelty and violence perpetrated by Muslim kings, he did not cause damage even to a single mosque, nor did he show any disrespect to the Quran, and thus displayed an ideal spirit of tolerance towards other religions. Durga Das Rathod sent for a Muslim governess from distant Ajmer to teach the granddaughter of King Aurangzeb, whom he held prisoner. The heroism of Rajput warriors was without a parallel in the whole world. What was the influence behind such noble spirit? Wasn't it the high ideal enshrined in our glorious religious and cultural tradition? Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.